Back to ice hockey on Eurosport. Sweden against the Soviet Union in this magnificent Globe Arena. What a confrontation this is going to be. And I don't think there's an empty seat in the house. We really are expecting fireworks here in the Globe Arena. Let's take a look at the Swedish lineup.
Well, the Swedes have got Peter Asplund in the net. A lot of finesse on this team with Olausson, Peter Anderson, Anders Eldebrink with the big shot from the point, Berglund, Thomas Steen, an NHLer, Kent Nilsson, very nice playmaker, Mats Kohlstrom, Thomas Eriksson, Thomas Sandstrom, another NHLer with a lot of experience for the Swedish team. They've got Stromvall and Eriksson, Peter that is, up front, with Jens Oling, who's had a nice tournament, another good playmaker. The Swedes have obviously got a lot of support here.
Well, the Soviet Union are going to go with Sergei Milnikov between the pipes. The first line will be Shiryaev, Fedosov, Makarov, Larionov, and Krutov. And they often overshadow the rest of the squad, but when you look at guys like Khomatov, Bykov, and Kamensky, they really know how to put the puck in the net. Kusarov, who played so well when Fedosov wasn't around, is back on the third line defense, and that's a pity too. They really do have depth, they have strength, so many opportunities come from even the fourth line, and this is the man who's instrumental in putting it all together. Viktor Tikhonov, the coach of the Soviet Union, as we look at the Soviets patting Milnikov on the head and giving him that final word of encouragement. Tikhonov, of course, has been around for well over 10 years, coaches CSKA Moscow and the national side. At the other end, Peter Asplund, 27-year-old goalie, and what a spot he's been put in. They've been going with Lindmark and Ritterwall for some time now, but Asplund gets the nod for this big game between the Soviet Union and Sweden. We start the first period, the Soviets in red. What else? The big red machine playing from left to right. Makarov, Krutov, Larionov. A formidable sight if you're a goaltender. Rundqvist takes the face off, wins the first one. Samuelsson gets it over to the far side. Rundqvist fanned on that pass. And the Swedes will have their work cut out for them. Sodergren forechecking there against Fedosov. The Swedes will have their work cut out for them, and they're going to have to stay, and they're going to have to close check when they're forechecking and back checking. They're really going to have to skate, because guys like that, Krutov I'm talking about, can really put the puck in the net.
Well, there's so much offensive power on both of these teams that oftentimes their defensive power gets overlooked, and both teams are very solid defensively as well.
That's very true. Guys like Fedosov, and I said Kusarov, who I admire greatly. He put in a lot of time on that first line when Fedosov was not in the lineup. Shiryaev getting taken out of the play. Rundqvist says, I want it. Makarov shadows, a long pass. You can see what they're trying to do there. Going right up to Bergqvist, but it just didn't come off. Shiryaev works his way up and gets it over to the right wing. Fedosov. Krutov in on the backhand side. Oh, tried to get that in front, and he did, but there was no one there to pick it up. Kesetanov, the shot, not a difficult one, but it was in there, and there could have been a rebound. Asplund gets a well-deserved round of applause.
The Soviets looked for Makarov in front of this net 2 or 3 times. But number 19, Pete Anderson, was all over Makarov everywhere he went. He never left him out of his sight. Good defensive work.
Richard, I'm sure they've all got their assignments out there to stay with guys like Larionov, Makarov, and Krutov.
Oh, they most certainly do, as both teams have been drilled that these teams can both skate and to stay with them and play good positional hockey here.
So the Soviets still going with that first line. A nice poke check there in the neutral zone, and I think we're going to see a lot of defensive hockey there. I don't think it's going to be wide open in the first period anyway. They're going to play it tight. Let's see if I'm right. Thomas Steen working his way in. Taking his man out on the boards, but eventually it bobbles down the ice. Eldebrink. Eldebrink is a player to watch. He's a good defenseman, and he can put the puck in the net. Anderson dropped it back to Steen. Larionov all the way up to the red line. Look at that, so pretty. Perfectly timed. Fetisov, the big defenseman, cruising right in front of the net. And back comes Sweden. Well, almost. Carlson skated over it. This time Carlson gets it. But look at the red shirts around him. Larionov, drop pass back to him. And they get it back to the defense. And they try to get something going here. Fedorov steps on the ice. Back for it. Killstrom. The pass too long for anyone at all. Kazatanov touches it. Leaves it back. And this is really a seesaw battle. Yashkin headmanning the puck. Vikov, so smooth. Bergqvist waiting to get on there. It's close checking. No real opportunities here for the first goal.
Well, both teams like to control the puck, and when the other team is playing good positional hockey as well, it makes it hard to penetrate, and that's what's happening out there.
Vikov right in front of the net, and that shot came from a sharp angle right beside the net as Vikov get it back, and that was kicked away again. Komatov getting involved right in front of the net. Komatov now in the corner, and that just goes over the line as Kucherov chases it. So the Soviets starting to settle down and get the shots on goal. Vikov dropping it back. Komatov. Still Komatov, he's got Vikov in the corner. Sergeyev takes a shot, deflected wide. Vikov going in against Sodergren. The Swedes come up with it. Killstrom now is hammered into the woodwork. Komatov is calling for it behind the net, but he's not going to get it. The Swedes now with a one-on-one break. Rundqvist stops and decides to start all over again as he just steps out of the way of that hip check. And the fans here in the Globe Arena are enjoying every minute of this. Well, that was nice by Rundqvist up to a point, but he tried a Soviet one too many on that particular play.
Yes, he got a little bit too cute. He made one nice move, but walked right into Fedorov, who was waiting for the puck.
So there's lots of action in the neutral zone. Mogilny right in front of the net. 5-on-5 here. Not counting the goalies, of course. And it really is getting fast out there. The Soviets with the better opportunities so far in the first period.
Well, the Russians have had a few power play opportunities, but Aslan is playing a nice game between the pipes as he's kicked out some shots nicely.
Well, it really is close. Join us in a moment for more action here on Eurosport. Welcome back to the start of the second period. Sweden 0, the Soviet Union 0, and listen to the noise in the background. Well, the face-off to start the second period with the Swedes playing from left to right. They're both sizing each other up. They're going to see each other again next week when the top 4 teams fight it out for the medals. The Canadians will be there, along with the Czechs, the Swedes, of course, and the big red machine from the Soviet Union. A breakaway, and a man is brought right down in front of the net, and that's going to be a penalty.
Well, that'll be a hooking call.
Larionov is talking it over with the official, but the official will have the last word.
Well, the pass was fed through very nicely, and Anderson was in there. Larionov had to haul him down on that play, so he had a breakaway. There you see it again. He's got a step on Larionov, who reaches out and hooks him.
Milnikov ends up on his backside. Kutov getting it back. but the Swedes get to it first. No score here in the second period. Shiryaev out there with Fetisov. Fetisov now. The big line. The big boys are out there. Krutov trying to get it out of the Swedes, and eventually they do. Every time the yellow and blue touch the puck, there's a gigantic roar from the crowd here in the Globe Arena.
Well, neither team has given an inch yet, as the only difference between them has been shots on net. Russia outshot Sweden 8-4 in the first period.
Larionov, Krutov trying to get it back to Fetisov. Not a particularly good pass from him, and that shot all the way down the ice.
As I mentioned those shots earlier, they were all quality shots, but both teams playing very well.
Shiryaev getting it over to the right wing to Makarov, dropping it back, and again, not good passes from them. Now, right in front, Makarov is spun around and dumped to the ice. Samuelsson is in there to do the necessary, and Makarov always dangerous, but even more so when he's perched right in front of the goaltender.
Well, as the Soviets had changed, this is the line for my money that's done a lot of the damage in this tournament. Komatov, Kamensky, and Bykov. They've played very well together.
Well, as I said so many times, they're often overshadowed by the number one line, but they really are world class out there on their own. Now, it's all around the Swedish net. Getting back to the point, that's kicked away, that's in the net! Well, Komatov will get credit for that. He was perched right in front of the net. Kazatanov got the shot from the point.
The big shot came from Kazatanov, and Komatov was parked right in front of the net and got a stick on that puck. As you see it from behind, there it is. He just deflects it, and it's underneath the goalie. The play went from Bykov back to Kazatanov, and there is Komatov right in front of the net.
So 1-0 the score. The Soviet Union drawing first blood here in the second period. A break now. Trying to get in there was Eriksson, but just couldn't get a jump on the defense and get a handle on that puck.
Well, the Swedes are trying to get that Soviet defense to back off a little bit. They're trying to open it up with some long passes through the middle.
Along the boards, it's getting rough. Really is picking up a pace here. Shiryaev tries to get that out. Drumval had something to say about that, and back come the Soviets. Nice control there. Mogilny takes a shot, and that's deflected out, and the goaltender got a skate on it. How did that stay out? I don't know. Rundqvist is spun around, and eventually it's dumped down into the neutral zone. Fetisov is hammered into the boards. Sodergren is getting physical. Mats Killström now slows things down, gets it up on the wing. Every time someone wearing yellow and blue falls, there's an enormous roar from the crowd. Sodergren got that right in the face.
Well, as this play comes up through, Sodergren's doing some nice work. He is tripped on the play, and the crowd is yelling. And after he gets up, he apparently caught a high stick. As Kasatanov was saying, sorry about that, it was totally accidental.
So the Soviets with a man in the box. A chance for Sweden. The shot coming in, and that's in the net. Olausson, number 4, the big burly defenseman, screens that one by the goaltender. Samuelsson, number 7, laid it on for him, and the score is level. Just listen to that crowd again. They're loving this.
Well, the crowd certainly enjoys that as they set the power play up well. Samuelsson moves the puck over to Olausson. He's another big defenseman with a big shot, and the goalie cannot handle that one. It gets behind him. There you see what the goalie's looking at. The big shot comes in, he gets a piece of it, but it slides underneath him and into the goal.
This one is a screamer. The goaltender just couldn't handle it right from the circle. Oh, got a piece of it. Bykov with the score level An incredible noise from the crowd as Eriksson pummels his man into the boards. And they're really having a run at each other out there, forgetting about the puck on some occasions.
Oh, there's a great atmosphere in this rink right now as the fans are enjoying every minute of it, and the teams are both giving them some great entertainment.
Sandstrom misses Fedosov on that one. The adrenaline pumping on both sides. Bykov spins his man around. Fedosov, a long pass, too far. Goaltender Aslan dumps it around, but still it's not out. The goaltender flattened on that play. And listen to the cheers, or the jeers rather, from this crowd. The cheers now because the Swedes have the puck. And back from the Soviets, 2-on-2. Kamensky, still Kamensky, takes a shot right over the top of Aslan as he ducks. The puck is loose. Eriksson can't get to it, and eventually hammers his man with an elbow, and they're banging each other in the corner as play goes down the ice. The whistle blows. Carlson ready to take a shot, and Fedosov is mixing it up with Sandstrom. Sandstrom went right in, and he wants to have a go at him.
Oh, Sandstrom says, come on, let's go at it. Fedosov's just smiling at him. Sandstrom's a big man, but Fedosov's a heavyweight as well. That would probably be a great battle if they were to get the gloves off, but I don't think you're going to see it. The big problem was back in the corner earlier, as there was a lot of high sticking, some elbowing, a couple shots thrown, and I'm sure Eriksson picked up a penalty on that.
So Sandstrom goes in there along with Fedosov. Eriksson is also in there for Sweden. I don't think he's asking for an autograph, is he?
I think he might have been showing him Samuelson's home address.
Well, that's Kamensky taking Aslan out of the play, but he got off lightly. He didn't get a penalty.
No, he was very fortunate there, as you don't generally hit the goaltender and get away with it.
And it was a lovely cross-check when he escaped. So it's the Soviet Union with 4 players out, not counting the goalie, of course, and the Swedes with just 3 and a goalie. Fedorov. A boo every time the Soviet Union touches the puck. I'm sure they've heard it all before, though. Now the rush is on the other way. Rundqvist going in on the backhand side, right across the goal mouth. Milnikov got a piece of that. Konstantinov did a good job of defending. And this is lovely. Great non-stop action. Fedorov now looking for Mogilny. Mogilny being shadowed on the play by Samuelsson. Kucherov back to the point. Kucherov again takes a shot, and that's blocked. Some great defensive body work there by the Swedes. Kucherov again, a long shot to the point, and that trickles right to the side of the net. And eventually Aslan gets on it, and again they start to push and shove.
Well, things are getting rough out there. As Aslan covered that puck up, Olausen really gave the forward a shot. There you see Aslan's looking for the puck. He's got it. As the Russian forwards come in, they're smothered in a hurry. Big shot from the point. Aslan's fishing for it, and he's got it.
1-1 the score here. The second period. The atmosphere is electric. It really is. Teams with penalties. The Swedes are 2 men down, the Soviets with 1. Kucherov again is going to tee this one up, fakes a shot, puts that right in there, and it goes by the corner. Krutov to Makarov. Kucherov. Oh, so nice the way they throw that around. Back to Kucherov. The defenseman makes the first move. Kucherov now takes a shot. It bounces right out front. And again, the Swedes come to the rescue and dump it down the ice. Krutov wastes no time in spinning and coming back, and as he's dumped into the neutral zone, and that brings a roar of approval from the fans.
Oh, that's a great open ice hit. Right at center ice, he's flattened.
The penalties are up. Makarov now. Makarov splits the defense, goes in, shoots, scores! Well, Makarov did it all on his own, just as the teams went back to full strength.
Great individual effort by Sergei Makarov, as that's hockey made easy. You'll see this, he splits right through the defense. He really catches Olausen out of position. The goalie makes his move early, and Makarov just slides the puck over him. There you see it again. He's beat Olausen cleanly. The goalie moves a bit early as well, but Makarov has got that right down to a pat.
Once again, on the slow motion replay, Makarov, he's got Olausen and Rundqvist. He splits the defense so nicely. Now watch the goalie. Makes the first move before the shot, and that's in the back of the net. 2-1 the score. The Soviet Union picking up a lovely goal from Makarov to push them into the lead here in the second period. Nilsson right across the edge of the goal. Steen now back to the point. The Soviets with a man in the box. Eldebrink, a long shot. It hits a leg. And the Big Red Machine ragged the puck for a second and then dump it down. Anders Eldebrink getting it up. Sodergren fires it around. Berglund now with Steen. Kuserov, Krutov try to tie it up. Larionov comes up with it now. Larionov, a rink-wide pass. Picked up by Fedosov. Drops it back. Bounces off. Krutov's skate. 10 seconds. Eldebrink takes a shot. Scores! Well, this is incredible. 10 seconds remaining in the period. Eldebrink lets go a rocket. And Milnikov is beaten cleanly. Well, you couldn't have scripted this ending here to this period. Anders Eldebrink let go a devastating slap shot with 10 seconds to go.
We've seen this shot many times in this tournament. Steen does a nice job of back-checking and helps move that puck up. And Eldebrink just kind of calmly skates up toward that Soviet goal, gets to the blue line, and lets go a rocket. Right there you see it. He unleashed the rocket launcher on that one. The goalie doesn't have a chance.
Milnikov, keep your eye on him. He doesn't even get his glove near it. This shot from outside the blue line, well, 60 feet away anyway. Seconds ticking away. This period is going to end in a draw. But what a great period it's been. 2 goals apiece. Don't go away. A lot more action to come in a moment. Welcome back to the final 20 minutes here in the Globe Arena. Sweden 2, the Soviet Union 2. What a game in store, Richard.
Oh, it's been a great battle so far as both teams are skating and hitting well.
The crowd behind the Swedes, who are playing from right to left as we look from that overhead view. The Soviets now on the attack. Larionov dropping it back. Well, Samuelsson trying to work his way out. He's being shadowed by Krutov and Richard. Can the Swedes contain the Soviets in this third and final period?
Well, I think it's also can the Soviets contain the Swedes in this third period, as the Swedes are skating very well, and they haven't given an inch up to the Soviet team yet.
The Soviets with a 100% record so far in the tournament, working in on the attack. Larionov dropping it back. Kazatanov misses that one. The shot comes from right on the circle there. Fedosov fixing it up. Back, tricking out over the line. The Swedes trying to play it tight in the neutral zone. Sodergren steered out of the play and knocked to the ice. And now the Swedes changing on the fly. Steen getting up there. Steen wanted that one right at center ice, but it didn't come. Dumped out into the neutral zone. Anderson losing out. A backhand shot. An easy one for Aslan. Nilsson dumps it around on the far wing, but there's no one there from his side to pick it up. It's tight here in the third period. The second period was wide open. 4 goals scored, lots of physical stuff along the boards. A few penalties here and there. It seems they've settled down here in the third and final period.
Yeah, they have, as both teams are just staying close together and trying to get that break.
Some close forechecking as Mats Kihlstrom goes in and puts on the pressure. A long shot, and that's picked off by Milnikov. It hit a stick, and Milnikov decided to call for a face-off.
Well, going back to what you said about the Swedes containing the Soviets, once the puck is pushed into that zone, they are going to have to control them, as it looks as if the Soviet side is really starting to move the puck around well.
From behind the net, we see the deflection, and Milnikov, well, just like a shortstop on an infield fly. 2-2 the score. The face-off, Carlson was beyond him. Mogilny working his way in and gets hammered into the plexi. It really does get physical. Yashkin trying to poke it out. I was about to say, it does get physical, Richard, along the boards. They really are following through. If you lose the puck, you're still fair game.
Oh, that's right. They're playing man-to-man very well, as you don't see a lot of open ice for anybody out there at the moment.
The Soviets working their way in now. Oh, Fetisov is dumped. No penalty on the play. Play continues. Some good stuff here from both teams as the Soviets come back on the attack, but again, the Swedish defense are there just inside the blue line to put a halt to things. Kuserov going back for it, touches it first, and then it gets taken out of the play. You can see Biakin as he skates along the boards there, trying to get that backhand pass up. Mogilny now. Mogilny being shadowed by Oling. Dumps it over to the far side. Both teams trying to change on the fly. The Soviets back on the attack. Yashkin getting it right out front. The pass just didn't come off. Back to the point. A slap shot. Aslan got a piece of that as Chernik let go that shot. Another one coming in. Fetisov takes a shot, and Aslan picks it out of nowhere. He really did come up with a fine save on that one. From point-blank range, Fetisov let it fly. And watch this on the slow-motion replay. Just brilliant goaltending.
Well, Fetisov moves in, and he has this one all teed up. That's great reflexes on the part of the Aslan on that play. There you see the shot from Fetisov. Look what I found, says Aslan. It's in his glove. Fetisov with that big shot moving in. You could smell goal on that one, but Aslan robbed him there.
Steen in the face-off circle. Bykov chasing. They really do forecheck a lot. Eldebrink, the forechecking very tenacious from both sides, but in particular from the Soviets. Right out front of Khomatov, and the shot was deflected away. Khomatov was queuing that one up.
That was a lazy pass by Nilsson to try and throw that all the way across the ice. Very dangerous when you got a 2-2 game.
Steen now dropping it back. The Swedes like to take it up and then drop it back and have the defense come up and carry it through. Here in the third period, 2 goals apiece. Anderson. The Swedes taking a lot of time to get that puck out of their zone. Now they come back, coming back on the wrong wing. Fall there. Bergqvist couldn't do anything with the puck, and the Soviets come back on the attack. Khomatov squeezing it into Bykov. The Soviets cruising in front of the net. A shot from Kuserov. And Aslan runs it out to the circle, and eventually the whistle blows.
This puck has moved back to the point. The defenseman's got all kinds of time. Gets a good shot off, but it's right at Aslan. He just hangs on. From the overhead view, there's the shot going in at Aslan. Controls the puck. There's nobody really around him. Little showboat there maybe to skate it out, but he got the whistle.
And from the face-off, number 24, Carlson draped all over his man. Behind the net, the Swedes, with the support of this magnificent crowd here in the Globe Arena, looking to string something together here in the third and final period. Taking it in, Shiryayev now, head-manning the puck nicely, working his way up on the break is Mogilny. Mogilny stops. Mogilny looking for someone to pass to. Shiryayev shoots it up in the net. 3-2. Mogilny did all the work as he went down the right side, stopped nicely, took his time, and Valery Shiryayev was waiting right in the slot.
Great work from Alexander Mogilny. As the play broke out of the Russian zone real quick, and the Swedes got caught on that. There's the shot coming from Shiryayev. Mogilny's breaking down the wing. Good defensive coverage to get back by Sandstrom, but Mogilny contains the puck, holds it, controls it to Shiryayev, who's moving into the slot. He snaps the puck home.
3-2 the score now. Time running out for Sweden. Kihlstrom fired it in. Back behind the net. It doesn't take long to score a goal, but will they get the chances? The Soviets happy to bat it around and bat it into the neutral zone as they come back on the attack. Makarov was floating in front of the net. Kihlstrom was instrumental in breaking that one up. Rundqvist now dumping it up the ice. Bergqvist trying to get something organized. They come in on the backhand side. The shot from Eriksson hit the side of the net. Still Eriksson forechecking. And a great check there by Bergqvist. And the crowd here loved that one.
That was a good hit as the Russians were just starting to get out of the zone. Bergqvist upended his man as he had his head down.
You got to keep your head up at any level, but in particular this level. Bykov now getting over the far side. Bykov wants it back, and he tips that one just wide of the post. He's still got it. Now he's lost it, and that's dumped up into the neutral zone. Nilsson can't control it. A shot deflected wide. That was Kamensky. And it really is all happening around the Swedish zone.
Well, this is that line of game that I've liked right since the start of this tournament. They're ever so dangerous when they're out there.
The shot from number 14, Shiryayev, who scored that last goal, was right on the money, but the goaltender was equal to it.
There's Shiryayev, who scored the last goal. He gets another nice wrist shot off there. Aslan does a nice job of hanging on to that one.
Well, less than a minute to go. The Swedes have pulled their goaltender. They're going for broke here. They've thrown on an extra attacker. This face-off is all important. Steen gets it back. The shot, well, they fake it. The shot this time is right on. It's bobbing. It's above the net and eventually punched away. Milnikov got a piece of that, but the rebound came out of his glove. The Swedes getting it back. Still another shot hits a stick and is deflected up. Makarov, still Makarov. He's going to rag the puck, killing off the final few seconds. They dump it down the ice, and Eldebrink now with just a few seconds remaining.
Well, the Swedes had their chances within this last minute. They've had 3 great opportunities in the last few seconds.
A lazy shot in. 8 seconds remaining, and that's deflected into the crowd with 7 seconds remaining, so we'll have another face-off.
You can see there's a little dispute here about as to where that face-off is going to be, probably, as to how that puck got over the glass. The Russians want to see that face-off go outside. The Swedes want it to stay inside. As there's the action that was around that Russian net earlier. All kinds of confusion, and the puck is anybody's at that point.
7 seconds remaining. The Swedes without a goaltender.
And the Swedes more or less won the nod of the official to keep that face-off in the zone, as it was ruled out by the Russian player.
So this draw is very, very important indeed. It goes back to the point, a bit too far. Can he get the shot away with 4 seconds? It's in the corner. This one is going to the Soviet Union. 3-2, the final score. A brilliant game. Both teams giving everything they have. But the final result, 3-2 over Sweden in front of this capacity crowd. And they really did enjoy this one. Let's take a look at the table. These 4 teams are playing for the medals. The Soviet Union will play the Czechs and then the Canadians, and that final game a week from today will be the Soviet Union against the Swedes. What a game that will be. What a final that will be. The bottom half of the table looks like this, with the Poles and the West Germans trying to avoid relegation to Pool B. Coming up on Tuesday, the Poles take on USA, the Finns against the West Germans. Until then, from Richard Beaupre and myself, Paul Ferguson, bye for now.